All right, we're gonna go live. So I'm just gonna mute myself. I'm gonna turn off my video also. All right, you can start whenever you want.
Okay, hi everybody. My name's Jennifer Tennant and I'm program coordinator for the Friendship Circle Senior Center. And I'm glad everybody's here. I'd like to introduce my program director at the Senior Center, Miss Christine Helmandollar, and she's gonna do salsa in a pot. So with that, help me welcome Christine.
Hi everyone. It's so nice to see you. Happy Earth Day. Today marks 50 years that we celebrate Earth Day, and I'm wishing you all good health during this undetermined time. Today we're going to do grow your own salsa container garden plan. I'm real excited to do this for several reasons. Number one, it's cold out. So what a great opportunity. As you see the background, I am on my porch. I wanted to do this class outside to enjoy the beautiful sunshine that we're having on the deck, but the temperature does not permit for the basil plant. It is important that we take care of our live plants. And I'm excited about doing this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is step one. You need to have materials. And what materials do you need to have to do an individual salsa plant? Not everybody has a large property. Not everybody can bend down and exercise. So we're going to start with a pot. All right, I have a real decorative pot. This isn't always the best pot for people over the age of 60 that can't lift heavy products. So I brought along a durable plastic pot. And I'm showing this. This is one of the first materials you need. You need the claw. The claw works. And then you need the spade. The spade works. You need all-purpose garden soil. And I always recommend the kind that has the plant on the bag. You can pick it up anywhere. Dollar General, Home Depot. Goes about $1.99 for small bags, $3.99 for larger bags. So this is the soil that you need. Then we're going to talk about individual plants. To make a salsa garden, what do you like in a salsa? I like a nice hot salsa. So I'm going with a basil plant. I'm going with salsa tomato plant. I'm going with a parsley. And I'm going with a spicy jalapeno pepper plant. So you can see that I'm having 4 plants that you and I are going to plant together. What a perfect way to celebrate Earth Day. But don't forget, we can't start without the other materials that you will need. So garden gloves, for any of you that love good nails, you need to wear garden gloves. I love this. This was a gift on Mother's Day to me from my mother. So it's a watering can. You have to keep up, and each plant, this is the trick to a salsa garden. Each plant requires a different amount of water. So the tomato plant's going to grow really quickly, and you're going to need to water that. The basil plant's not going to require as much water. So the only last thing you'll need is a stick or a wooden trellis to hold the tomato plant up. And that's something that can be really decorative in your pot. And I always have a trustworthy small broom and little shelf. Last but not least, let's clean up correctly. We care about our earth. Let's have a trash bag. And please remember to follow your municipality and put your recycle out at the right time. Okay, let's get started. Choose the best plants. And you can see we went with the tomato, the basil, the parsley, and the jalapeno pepper. The pot. Let's get our pot out. And I really want, during this crisis, I want to encourage you to use what you have around the house. I would stay away from a terracotta container because they dry out the plants faster than a plastic. So we want to pay attention to that. So let's get started. You're going to see, and I hope you can get a clear picture. I am going to put on my garden gloves and I am going to take my soil and I'm going to fill the pot halfway through. So, as you can see, and I want to get the measurements correct. It wasn't a small bag, it was a medium-sized bag. And I am just taking my fingers, and I'm not afraid to put my fingers through the soil. It should like crumble, and you want to have that feel. As a backup, I knew I only had a little bit left of that soil. I bought an additional bag. So excuse me, let me bring over this heavy bag. And I'm making sure that I'm about 3/4 up in my plastic salsa container. Okay, let's get started. The most important plant probably is your salsa tomato plant. So I want to put that plant in first. So you don't damage the individual roots. Watch how I flip the container. I have the whole plant. You can see it's very rich. You can see basically the roots, they're live, and you just plop it in there. Plop it in your pot. Really works well. Then I take the basil. I put the basil in. Now, let's allot about 3 inches in between each plant. So this is about an 18-inch diameter pot. So pay attention. If you only want 3 plants, you could use a 12-inch diameter pot. And then the parsley. You know, cilantro is another great herb to put in a plant. So that's important to have. And I just happen to have it. You know me, I'm Christine, and I happen to have an extra cilantro plant laying around. So please, I'm going to put a 5th plant in my salsa container. Once I have all of the plants in place, oh, I have 4 in there now. Can you see it? But I don't want to tilt it over so you can actually see it, because here's this nice jalapeno pepper. Look at that. And it's a little low, but we're not too crammed. We're about, I have 5 plants in here, and this is about an 18-inch diameter. Now, so they don't fall over, I'm going to take the soil, and I'm basically getting 2 handfuls, and I'm putting it in between. That gives everybody wiggle room, is what I call it. Enough room to grow the way it needs to grow. And I'll be honest with you, it makes a beautiful plant. It really shows people that you're go green, you're on board with things. So let me fill up my salsa container. This is probably not ideal to do on your porch though, with this soil, because it's just pouring all over. And thank goodness my dog's not out here, because he would just tear this up. Getting it all intact. And I'm not pressing down firmly. I'm loose. Notice my fingers are just touching in between the plant. So everything stands up correctly. Wow, doesn't that look rather nice? It's a beautiful plant to display. And it's a way to go green. It's a way to eat healthy. So I'm all about that. Next step, set pot in a sunny location. And we have an ideal day. So wherever you decide to place your container, put it in an area that is a high sunny location. A salsa garden requires that to grow to its complete potential. The plant that will require a lot of attention is your tomato plant. You want to make sure as it grows that you put the stick in place and then tie it to the stick so it continues to grow the way it wants to grow. Okay, I have everything in place. You have it in a sunny location. Well, what's next? Basically is to harvest your salsa garden. And the tips for success are, make sure there are holes at the bottom of your pot. So when you water, that you can pick off, grow, and it's not a one-time deal. When you pick the products from your salsa and cut up your cilantro and your parsley, you can continue to make a successful salsa in a container garden dish. So let's come together when this crisis is all over. We at Friendship Circle are excited about coming back. We don't know when that will be, but there is a recovery plan that we are formulating now, and we are excited. And one of the first things that we plan to do at Friendship Circle is take all the good work that you as members made your individual salsa garden. And I'm asking Jen, who introduced you, to have a big salsa party. And what a great way to come back and join together. I hope you enjoyed this very simple Go Green garden class. Friendship Circle has always been the lead center for senior community services with our garden, where we would always plant 80 to 100 plants in our community setting. So I want to give thanks to Penn State Master Garden Program for their direction. And I want to encourage you as watchers to stimulate yourself, get online, and participate in our upcoming classes at Friendship Circle. We are, again, in the month of May, adding more classes. We're adding an art class. And I just want to give you, I'm very excited that Jen runs a great tech class. So if you have any tech questions or problems, please sign on with Jen Tennant with Friendship Circle live class. Thank you again. Happy Earth Day, 50 years in the making. We will continue to be green. Stay safe and healthy. And with that, I wish you the best. Take care.